Surgeon General Richard Carmona once said, because of the increasing rates of obesity, unhealthy eating habits, and lack of physical activity, we may see the first generation that will be less healthy and have a shorter life expectancy than our parents. Statistics from the Campaign to End Obesity stated that no state 20 years ago had an obesity rate above 15%. By the year 2030, 51% of the population will be obese if it stays consistent. I, Jordan, am a current exercise science major, along with Montana and Alex, have done extensive research on various problems, causes, and solutions on obesity. Our country doesn't need to fear this epidemic because there are ways to lower these percentages or maybe even stop it completely. Today we'll be addressing the ongoing problems of obesity in America, specifically in children and adolescents, why these problems affect so many of them, and what we can be doing to help prevent and in any way help diminish this epidemic. To start off with, we'll direct our attention towards a problem. The World Health Organization has labeled childhood obesity as one of the most serious public health challenges of the 21st century. Reported by an earlier article, since 1980, the rate of obesity in children and adolescents has nearly tripled in America. Just imagine how children's lives have been altered by this. In 2016, the American Heart Association reported that 1 in 3 kids and adolescents are overweight or obese. This is estimating that about 21.2% ages 2 to 5, 19.6% ages 6 to 11, and 18.1% of adolescents ages 12 to 19 are all obese or overweight. And it's not just the children's weight that's rising, but the cost to take care of them as well. In 2013, according to fitamerica.org, childhood obesity is costing the U.S. $14.3 billion each year. Plus, in 2014, the Duke Global Health Institute estimated childhood obesity to cost $19,000 of lifetime medical costs when compared to a child with normal weight. Another problem is obesity-related diseases are starting to develop earlier in a child's life. One disease being metabolic syndrome describes a cluster of risk factors that will lead children to obtain heart disease or type 2 diabetes. The Seattle Children's Hospital states that children and teens are developing metabolic syndrome earlier than ever before. Children with excessive belly fat, high blood pressure, and abnormal levels of blood fats will at some point in their life acquire metabolic syndrome. The most prevalent disease in children and adolescents is, can you guess? Diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, in fact. This disease affects the way your body metabolizes sugar, and reported in 2014 by Mayo Clinic staff members, is becoming more associated with children rather than just adults. Also, the aforementioned article details that weight, inactivity, family history, and race are risk factors in developing type 2 diabetes. Now, I'll let Alex inform you of some causes that influence and worsen childhood obesity and how these children are falling victim to it.
Childhood obesity can be caused by a number of things. According to the Children's Hospital of Colorado, genetic predisposition and hormonal imbalances are such causes. But one of the most common is by consuming too many calories and not getting enough physical activity. As I stated, overeating and a lack of physical activity are considered the biggest cause of childhood obesity. Children require extra calories in order to maintain a better growth cycle, but many children are consuming too many calories and they are obtaining them through unhealthy foods. According to an article from parenting.org in 2016, at least 27% of calories consumed by children daily come from junk food. Many children are becoming less active than recommended by doctors. Reported by an article in 2013 by fitamerica.org, 70% of children do not get the recommended 60 minutes of exercise they require a day. A second cause that plays a large role in childhood obesity is genetics. The University College of London performed a study in 2013 and determined that genetics and heredity account for approximately 30% of what determines someone's body weight. This study was conducted using 2,269 children ranging in the age between 8 and 11 years old and compared similar genetics to see how they corresponded to body weight. The same study also identified 32 different genes as risk factors that can lead to obesity in children. There are numerous solutions that have become available to children and parents throughout the country to help impede the epidemic of childhood obesity. Now, I will shift it over to Montana so he can briefly inform you on some solutions.
So, as we address all of the problems and causes of childhood obesity, it is also important to address solutions to help slow down or even potentially stop this epidemic. According to an article published in August of 2015 by the American Heart Association titled Preventing Childhood Obesity, Tips for Parents and Caretakers, states that a good way for children to start tackling obesity or losing weight is to start eating healthier, encouraging better eating habits, and removing high-calorie temptations. That same article mentioned that one way these children can implement this is by providing a diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean meats, and drinking plenty of water. Doing this will help them to develop a healthier diet. Another helpful solution, stated by the previous article, is lowering the amount of sugar, fat, and sodium intake ingested with these child's meals. Giving children treats in moderation is fine, such as maybe giving them a treat as a reward for completing a task. This way they learn how to be productive and change their eating habits at the same time. Healthier snacks under 100 calories, such as apples, bananas, or oranges, can be more beneficial than fruit snacks or chips per se. A lack of physical activity is another reason why children are becoming more obese today. Encouraging children to get out and move can be very beneficial to their physical and mental well-being, even if that means you have to get out as well. The article previously mentioned expressed that children and teens need to get 60 minutes of moderate to intense work activity at least once a day. Lastly stated in the same article, helping kids to understand and getting them to engage in physical activity has many benefits that will help them develop into a healthier life. These benefits include increasing their self-esteem, reducing stress and anxiety, strengthening bones, and ultimately lowering their blood pressure and carrying them on to a prolonged life. So, in conclusion, childhood obesity in America should be looked at not as a problem, but as a challenge to overcome with all of our available resources and solutions to fix it. Today we address the problems that come with childhood obesity, what might be causing this problem, and options to, and resources and solutions to fix it. Today we advise you to start teaching current generations of youth to make healthier eating choices and promote physical activity. Don't let them eat their way into an unhealthy future and ultimately shortening their lifespan. Teach them you are what you eat, so don't be fast, easy, cheap, or fake.